Grand Rising, my kings and queens. It's your girl Mell B live on Lux Radio Network. It's Monday, December 22nd, right before Christmas. Hopefully everybody got their Christmas shopping done and didn't spend too much money. All right, it's a brand new Monday and we're stepping into it with intention, gratitude, and a little bit of Mell B magic. Whatever tried to weigh you down last week, leave it right there where it is. Today we rise, we reset, and we move with purpose. So let's kickstart this week right away. All right, on to our affirmation of the day. Today, I read, today I choose progress over perfection. I am capable, I am focused, and I'm stepping into this week with confidence and clarity. This affirmation reminds us that Monday isn't something to dread. It's a doorway. When we choose clarity, we move with purpose. When we choose courage, we stop shrinking. And when we choose intention, we take control of our week instead of let the week take control of us. All right, our word of the day today is curious. All right, it means marked by propriety and good taste, proper and polite. This word reminds us to move through the world with grace. When you're decorous, you're carrying yourself with dignity, even when the room is chaotic. All right, on to our phrase origin of the day. Our phrase of the day is the ball is in your court. It's your turn to make a decision or take action. So from tennis, when the ball lands on your side, it's your responsibility to return it. The phrase became a metaphor for ownership and next steps. So if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. Make the move. Send that email. Apply for that opportunity. The ball is in your court. Play it with confidence. All right, on to our news headlines from around the globe. We're going to start here with in the U.S. with New York. So New York City is gearing up for one of its busiest holiday weeks, with museums, markets, and cultural attractions preparing for record-breaking visitor turnout. And in community, for holiday hours and city services, tap into NYC's 311's Holiday Services Guide. The whole country and the world pretty much is getting ready for Christmas week. All right, in LA, we have Los Angeles is rolling out updated public space and infrastructure plans as the city moves into the peak holiday activity across the cultural districts. Check out the LA County Holidays Program Directory for free meals, events, and seasonal support. In Chicago's museums and retail corridors are adjusting schedules and programming as the city prepares for heavy holiday foot traffic this week. Visit the Chicago Public Library holiday events calendar for friendly family activities. In Atlanta's tourism and retail sectors are bracing for a major holiday surge, with attractions across the city extending hours for Christmas week. Use ATL 311 for cities, services, holiday schedules, and community assistance. Houston is coordinating holiday season operations across transit, cultural venues, and public service agencies as Christmas week begins. The Houston Public Library Holiday Program Hub has free events and resources for families. Washington, D.C. DC's museums and federal attractions are entering one of their busiest weeks of the year, with modified holiday hours and strong tourism is expected. Visit the dc.gov Holiday Services portal for schedules and public service updates. Miami's tourism section is seeing strong holiday demand, with cultural venues and attractions preparing for week season crowds. Explore the Miami-Dade Holiday Events Guide for free and low-cost activities. Tampa is celebrating a full slate of community and cultural events this week, including the 50th anniversary of the Black Watch Soccer Club. Find seasonal programs at the City of Tampa Holiday Service page on the city website. New Port Richey. Morning, Dad. Newport Richey is hosting multiple holiday festivals and waterfront celebrations as the city enters its busiest week of December. Check the Newport Richey holiday event calendar for parade and festival details. Milwaukee, good morning, fam. Milwaukee is highlighting a week of community gatherings, open mic nights, senior activities, and holiday celebrations across the city. The Milwaukee NNS community events list has everything happening this week. Vancouver. Vancouver is lighting up the season with more than 20 major holiday events, including the Van Dusen Festival of Lights and the city Christmas Market. Visit the City of Vancouver Holiday Activities Guide for schedules and tickets. Toronto. Toronto has released its official Christmas and Boxing Day operations schedule, outlining what's open, what's closed, and how transit will run this week. Check the Toronto Holiday Operations and Transit schedule for full details. Bless up, Jamaica. Kingston. Kingston continues national recovery efforts following Hurricane Melissa, with rebuilding and community support operations still underway. The Jamaica Social Support and Disaster Recovery Portal offers assistance and updates. Montego Bay. Montego Bay ports are processing a surge of diaspora relief shipments ahead of the December 31st duty-free deadline for hurricane recovery donations. Visit the Port Authority of Jamaica for relief shipment guidelines. Ocho Rios. Ocho Rios is fully reopened to cruise traffic following Hurricane Melissa, marking a major milestone in Jamaica's tourism recovery. Get updates at Visit Jamaica Cruise Port information. Negril. Negril is included in Jamaica's nationwide tourism reopening, with more than 70% of hotel inventory expected to be operational by the year end. The Negril Tourism Board has visitor updates and travel information. Cayman Islands. The Cayman Islands have expanded their Labor Tribunal, adding 17 new members as part of a national employment rights initiative. Learn more at the Cayman Islands Labor Tribunal Public Assistance page. Bahamas. Royal Caribbean has officially reopened its new Royal Beach Club on Paradise Island, with the ribbon cutting to be held this week. Visit the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism for visitor services and updates. Nigeria. Nigeria confirms the release of 130 abducted school children, with all students now accounted for and out of captivity. The Nigeria Ministry of Education Student Safety Portal provides support services and more information. Ghana. Ghana has announced the Ghani CD's $1 billion payment plan to contractors owed since 2017, part of a broader economic stability initiative. Visit the Ghana Ministry of Finance contractor payment portal for more details. All right, on to our weather. New York, mostly cloudy, slight chance of snow showers tonight. The high is going to be 39 and the low of 25. Los Angeles, partly cloudy throughout the day and night. High of 66, low of 56. Chicago, cloudy with a minor chance of light snow or rain. High of 41, low of 34. Atlanta, mostly cloudy. Humidity is relatively low at 30%, and with a high of 59 and a low of 46. Houston, warm and cloudy, high humidity with a 20% chance of rain. High of 77 and a low of 68. DC, cloudy during the day, light rain or snow possible tonight. High of 44 and a low of 27. Miami, partly sunny with a high chance of daytime rain, with a high of 80 and a low of 74. Tampa, partly sunny, comfortable with only a 5% chance of rain, with a high of 80 and a low of 58. Newport Richey, partly sunny and pleasant, high of 75, low of 57. Milwaukee, mixed rain and snow showers during the day, high of 38 with a low of 32. Vancouver, rain during the day, transitioning to a rain-snow mix at night, high of 40 and a low of 33. Toronto, cloudy day, chance of a 75% chance of snow and rain mix tonight, high of 35, low of 22. Kingston, scattered thunderstorms during the day, light showers tonight, high of 86, low of 75. Montego Bay, light rain expected during the day, breezy up to 15 miles an hour winds with a high of 84 and a low of 77. Ocho Rios, scattered thunderstorms, likely about a 40% chance, 81 for the high and 76 for the low. Negril, scattered thunderstorms in the day, clearing up by the evening with a high of 87 and a low of 79. The Cayman Islands, bright and sunny with strong easterly winds up to 21 miles an hour, with a high of 85 and a low of 79. Bahamas, partly sunny with a very high winds up to 23 miles per hour, with a high of 75 and a low of 74. Nigeria, very hot and partly sunny, with a high of 96 and a low of 69. And Ghana, mostly sunny and hot. Feels like 100 with a high of 97 and a low of 76. All right, on to our sports recap from the weekend. In the NFL, we had the Steelers over the Lions, 29-24. The Patriots over the Ravens, 28-24. The Chargers over the Cowboys, 34-17. Sorry, fam. The Bengals over the Dolphins, 45-21. The Bills over the Browns, 23-20. The Jaguars over the Broncos, 34-20. The Vikings over the Giants, 16-13. The Falcons over the Cardinals, 26-19. The Texans over the Raiders, 23-21. And the Panthers over the Buccaneers, 23-20. The Saints over the Jets, 29-6. And the Titans over the Chiefs, 26-9. In Monday Night Football tonight, we have the 49ers and the Colts with kickoff starting at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time on ABC and ESPN. And in the NBA, final scores from yesterday are the Bulls over the Hawks, 152-150. The Knicks over the Heat, 132-125. The Kings over the Rockets, 125-124. The Timberwolves over the Bucks, 103-100. The Spurs over the Wizards, 124-113. And the Nets over the Raptors, 96-81. Today in the NBA, we have the Hornets and the Cavaliers tipping off at 7 p.m. on Peacock. And what is that? NBA League Pass. We have the Pacers and the Celtics tipping off at 7:30 on the NBA League Pass and local networks. We have the Mavericks and the Pelicans tip off at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBA League Pass and local networks. We have the Jazz and the Nuggets tipping off at 9 p.m. on NBA League Pass and local networks. Grizzlies and the Thunder are at 9:30. Same thing, NBA League Pass. Orlando Magic and the Warriors at 10 p.m. NBA League Pass. And the Pistons and the Trailblazers at 10 p.m. on NBA League Pass and local channels. All right, on to our daily feature of the day, which it is Motivational Monday. And our spotlight today is the power reset. It's Motivational Monday, and today we're talking about something backed by science, psychology, and a whole lot of lived experience, the power reset. So here's the truth. Your brain is wired to carry yesterday's stress into today. That's a part of human stress response. The mind tries to protect you by holding on to what felt overwhelming. But in research, cognitive psychology shows that you can interrupt that cycle with something called a reset ritual. A reset ritual is any intentional action that signals to your brain, we're starting fresh. It can be as simple as taking a deep breath, stretching out your shoulders, or writing down one thing you want to focus on today. These small actions activate the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for clarity, decision making, and calm. So if last week drained you, frustrated you, or left you feeling off balance, here's your reminder. You don't have to carry that into this week. You're allowed to reset. You are allowed to choose a new mindset, and you are allowed to reclaim your power. And here's the educational piece. Studies show that when you intentionally reset your mindset at the start of the week, you increase productivity, reduce stress, and improve emotional resilience. In other words, your week gets better because you set the tone. So take a breath, unclench your jaw, and relax your shoulders, and step into this Monday with clarity, courage, and intention. This is your reset. This is your moment. This is your power. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. All right, on to our book club, where we're still reading the 18 Laws of Human Nature, which we actually will be finishing this week. So our next law is the law of aggression. The law of aggression teaches that every human carries a natural, instinctive form of aggression. It doesn't always show up as violence or anger. Sometimes it appears as ambition, competitiveness, frustration, passive-aggressive behavior, or a drive to overcome obstacles. So Green's point is aggression is energy. And if you don't understand how it works in yourself and in others, it will control you instead of empower you. So Green's interpretation explains that aggression is a built-in survival mechanism. Humans are wired to push against resistance, assert themselves, and defend their interests. But because society teaches people to be nice, many suppress this instinct. When aggression is buried, it leaks out in unhealthy ways, such as resentment, sabotage, passive-aggressive behavior, sudden emotional outbursts, quiet hostility, competitiveness disguised as healthiness. So Green urges that the healthiest people are those who recognize their own aggressive impulses, channel them into productive action, and read the hidden aggression in others so they're not blindsided. He emphasizes that aggression isn't bad, it's neutral. It becomes destructive only when ignored or misdirected. So in business, channel your drive into strategy, not emotion. Use your ambition and competitive energy to improve your skills, outwork your past self. Let me rewind that. Outwork your past self, Innovate, push projects forward. Aggression becomes power when it's focused. And 2, read the room for hidden competition. Not everyone shows their ambition openly. Not everyone can compete quietly. Through subtle resistance and undermining or positioning. Recognizing this can help you navigate politics without being blindsided. And 3, don't suppress frustration, redirect it. If something irritates you at work, use that energy to fix the system, improve the process, elevate your performance, and set boundaries. Frustration is fuel when you don't let it sit. And lead with calm strength. People respect leaders who are firm, fair, and unshaken, like mine. Controlled aggression equals confidence. So in life, I have to do this one myself. Stop apologizing for wanting more. Ambition is not aggression, it's purpose. Give yourself permission to grow, expand, and pursue what you deserve. Second, recognize passive-aggressive behavior early. When someone says one thing but means another, Green says aggression is in a disguise. Address it calmly but directly. Use your assertiveness to protect your peace. Say no, set boundaries, speak up when something doesn't sit right. This is healthy aggression, the kind that keeps your life balanced. And next, turn obstacles into motivation. Aggression is the instinct to push through resistance. When life gets heavy, use the natural drive to keep moving instead of sitting down. So, family, the law of aggression reminds us that our inner fire isn't something to fear, it's something to understand. When you channel your drive with attention, you drive. You don't just drive, you survive and you rise. All right, on to our cause of the day, which is sickle cell disease awareness. Sickle cell disease, or SCD, is a genetic blood disorder where red blood cells become rigid and sickle shaped, blocking blood flow and causing pain, anemia, and organ damage. Symptoms are severe pain episodes, fatigue, and chronic anemia, swelling in the hands and feet, frequent infections, delayed growth in children, vision problems. So SCD affects 7.74 million people globally, with the highest burden in people of African descent. It contributes to high childhood mortality when untreated. So treatments, let me get these words right. Hydroxyurea, L-glutatine, and crizanlizumab. I know I said those wrong, but those are 3 treatments. There's also blood transfusions, bone marrow transplants, and federal FDA-approved genetic therapies. So prevention and management are stay hydrated, avoid extreme temperatures, vaccination and penicillin for children, and routine screenings such as eye exams and stroke risk tests. So resources and more information for sickle cell disease is the CDC Sickle Cell Disease Center. There's also the Sickle Cell Disease Association of America and the SCD fact sheet on the CDC website. Oh, that was a mouthful. Okay, today in history. Good morning. Yes, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Mom. All right, today in history. On to today in history. Beethoven premieres his 5th and 6th symphonies in 1808. On December 22nd, 1808, Ludwig van Beethoven debuted 2 of his most influential works in classical music, Symphony No. 5 and Symphony No. 6, during a marathon concert in Vienna. The event also featured his choral fantasy and piano concerto No. 4, with Beethoven himself performing despite his worsening hearing loss. Also on this day in 1807, the U.S. Congress passes the Embargo Act, halting foreign trade during tensions with Britain and France. And in 1864, General Sherman captures Savannah, Georgia, offering it to President Lincoln as a Christmas gift during the Civil War. How do you capture a city? Okay. In 1937, the Lincoln Tunnel opens in New York City. All right, on to African American history. W.E.B. Du Bois becomes the first African American elected to the National Institute of Arts and Letters in 1943. On this day, the scholar, sociologist, and civil rights visionary W.E.B. Du Bois became the first African American elected to the prestigious National Institute of Arts and Letters, recognizing his groundbreaking contributions to American thought and literature. Du Bois' election signaled a shift in American intellectual spaces, acknowledging Black scholarship as fundamental to the nation's cultural fabric. His work, from the souls of Black folk to his leadership in the NAACP, continues to shape conversations on race, democracy, and justice. All right, on to African American scientists and inventors. First up, we have Percy Levon Julian. Percy Julian pioneered the chemical synthesis of medicinal drugs from plants, including physostigmine, and steroid hormones like progesterone and testosterone. His work laid the foundation for the steroid drug industry, enabling affordable production of cortisone, corticosteroids, and birth control pills. Julian became one of the most influential chemists of the 20th century, despite facing extreme racial discrimination. All right, on to our Back to Roots segment, where today our spotlight is on spirituality, the role of ancestors in African traditional religions. African spirituality centers balance between the physical and spiritual worlds, and ancestors play a major role in maintaining that harmony. In many African traditions, ancestors are not gone. They are active members of the community, guiding, protecting, and advising the living. So key facts: African religions are oral traditions passed down through stories, songs, and rituals. Ancestors are honored through libations, offerings, and festivals, reinforcing family lineage and cultural continuity. Many African societies believe ancestors act as intermediaries between humans and the supreme being. Ancestor variation teaches respect for elders, continuity of culture, and the idea that we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. All right, and on to our fact or fiction. The moon landing was faked. The claim: some believe NASA staged the 1969 Apollo 11 moon landing on a Hollywood set. So this theory exploded during the Cold War, when the US and the Soviet Union were locked in a race for space dominance. Conspiracy theories often emerged during periods of anxiety, uncertainty, or hardship, according to Britannica. So what really happened? There's an overwhelming scientific evidence of the moon landing. Moon rocks with unique isotope signatures, laser reflectors still on the lunar surface, independent tracking by global observatories. So why do people believe it? Conspiracy theories thrive because they offer simple explanations for complex events and resist falsification. So is the moon landing faked? That's considered fiction. But many still believe it was faked. But online, it says it's fiction. All right, on to what's the word? And the word today is AI is the new creative director. So AI isn't just a tool anymore. It's shaping captions, visuals, edits, and even full campaigns. So why is it trending? Hootsuite confirms that AI is now a permanent part of the social landscape, topping the list of 2025's biggest social media trends. Adweek reports that AI-generated memes get 60% more engagement than traditional ones. So creators who master AI aren't replacing creativity, they're multiplying it. AI is the new co-pilot for content. It sure is, because it does some amazing things. All right, on to our tech tip of the day. Turn on safety by design features in your apps. Digital platforms are rolling out stronger built-in safety tools thanks to global frameworks like World Economic Forum's 2025's Digital Safety Roadmap. So go into your most used apps and enable content filters, message screenings, comment controls, and restrict modes for minors. These features reduce exposure to misinformation, scams, and harmful content, and are becoming the new standard for digital well-being. Okay, so on to our finance tip of the day. But first up, today's market summary. If you're looking at your portfolio this morning, you're going to like what you see. We are seeing a broad-based rally across the board. The Dow is up about 40 basic points, hovering over 48,000. S&P is following suit, up 0.8%. And if you're heavy into tech, the NASDAQ is the big winner so far, surging over 1%. It looks like investors are shaking off the year-end jitters and buying into the December momentum. So our money tip for today is automate your savings before 2026 hits. One of the most effective ways to build wealth is to pay yourself first. Automating even small amounts each week removes the temptation to skip your savings. So set up an automatic transfer from your checking to your savings on payday. Even if it's just $20 to $25, adds up over time. So automation removes emotion and inconsistency. You save without even thinking about it, and your future self will benefit. All right, on to our fun fact of the day. Did you know that the sun is actually white, not yellow? Most people think the sun is yellow, but in space it shines pure white. It only looks yellow from Earth because our atmosphere shatters blue light, tinting the sun's appearance. Astronauts on the International Space Station see a bright white star, not the golden glow we see here on the ground. Interesting. I know, right? So, National Cookie Exchange Day. Today celebrates the tradition of friends, families, and coworkers swapping homemade cookies, a practice that dates back to early 20th century holiday gatherings. So, fun facts: cookie exchanges became popular in the US during the 1930s as a way to share recipes and reduce baking costs. The most exchanged cookie in America, of course, the chocolate chip, every single year. Many communities now host charity cookie swaps to raise funds during the holidays. So it's a sweet way to build community, share culture, do recipes, and keep holiday traditions alive. All right, on to our quote of the day. Our quote of the day is brought to us today by Miss Maya Angelou, who is a poet, author, and cultural icon. And I quote, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better." End quote. Maya Angelou's words remind us that growth is a lifelong journey. Her message is rooted in accountability, compassion, and the belief that knowledge can transform behavior. Angelou was the first Black woman to write and present at a presidential inauguration poem in 1993. Her work continues to shape literature, activism, and global conversations on identity. All right, on to our music and entertainment segment, where today we spotlight Miss Phyllis Hyman, the voice of excellence, and emotion. Phyllis Hyman was a powerhouse vocalist known for her rich control to tone and emotional charged performances. Rising to fame in the late 1970s and the 1980s, she blended jazz, soul, and R&B with unmatched sophistication. She starred on Broadway in Sophisticated Ladies, earning a Tony nomination. Her music explored themes of love, heartbreak, and mental health long before it was mainstream. Hyman remains a cult favorite, influencing artists like Ledisi and Jill Scott. So her artistry reminds us that vulnerability is strength, and that timeless music never fades. All right, in celebrity gossip today, we have Carl Carlton's legacy sparks major online conversation after his passing. Soul and funk legend Carl Carlton, best known for Everlasting Love and She's a Bad Man, Majama A, passed away on December 14th at age 72 after years of health issues and challenges. His death has triggered a massive wave of tributes, nostalgia, and cultural conversation across Black Twitter and the entertainment media. Fans, artists, and producers are sharing memories, samples, and clips of his iconic performances, with many calling him one of the most underrated architects of modern R&B and funk. All right, whose birthday is it today? Celebrity birthdays, we got Lotto, Lotto is 27 today. She's a rapper and a break star known for the song Big Energy. We also have Jordan Sparks. Jordan Sparks, she is 36 today. She's a Grammy-nominated singer and an American Idol winner. We have Bernadette Stanis, is 72, beloved actress known as Thelma Evans from Good Times. And we have Uncle Luke. Y'all know Uncle Luke from 2 Live Crew. He is 65 today. Also, we have Chris Walker, is 31, singer and musician known for R&B and gospel tributes. And last but not least, we have DJ Assassin. He's 43 today. He's a DJ and producer featured on Black Celebrities. Excuse me. All right. And Lux Radio would like to send birthday shout outs to a belated heavenly birthday to Mrs. Felicia Battle. Rest in heaven, Queen. All right, lifestyle, onto our lifestyle segment. Today, our soul food recipe of the day is some good old Cajun baked catfish. Seasoning the catfish with fillets with Cajun seasoning, garlic, lemon, and paprika, and bake until they fluffy. Makes me hungry already for fish early in the morning. All right, and our beverage of the day is honey lemon ginger tea. It boosts immunity and soothes the throat, and perfect for a winter morning. All right, men, I'm on y'all this morning. Have y'all made those appointments? Have y'all scheduled those physicals? So your lifestyle tip this morning is start the week with a 15-minute planning session to set your priorities and reduce your stress. We don't need y'all under no stress whatsoever. And I got a fashion tip for you. A crisp white t-shirt under a blazer instantly elevates casual clothing and outfits. So try a crisp white tee. All right, women, practice a 2-minute grounding exercise to reset your energy before the workday. Your fashion tip of the day is add a structured belt to sweaters or dresses to define your silhouette. All right, on to our relationship advice for couples. Share one intention for the week. Friendships, send a quick thinking of you message. And family, start the week with gratitude, not complaints. And our household chore of the day is wipe down the kitchen counters and disinfect the high touch areas. All right, on to our daily horoscopes for the day, starting with Aries. A fresh start energizes you. Take action on something you've been putting off. Your lucky numbers today are 4, 12, and 29. Taurus, stability feels good today. Focus on routines that ground you. Your lucky numbers today are 6, 15, and 33. Gemini, your words carry weight. Use them to inspire, not overwhelm. Your lucky numbers today are 3, 18, and 27. Cancer, emotional clarity arrives. Trust your inner voice. Lucky numbers for you today are 2, 14, and 30. Leo, your confidence is magnetic. Step into the spotlight. Lucky numbers for you today are 1, 19, and 34. Virgo, small improvements lead to big wins. Organize your space. Lucky numbers for you today are 5, 11, and 26. Libra, harmony is your theme. Smooth out a misunderstanding. Lucky numbers for you are 7, 20, and 31. Scorpio, your intention is sharp. Your intuition is sharp. Follow it without hesitation. Your lucky numbers today are 9, 22, and 28. Sagittarius, adventure calls. Try something new today. Your lucky numbers today are 10, 23, and 35. Capricorn, a productive day awaits. Handle business with confidence. Your lucky numbers today are 8, 16, and 32. Aquarius, your creativity sparks solution. Share your ideas. Your lucky numbers today are 13, 21, and 33. And Pisces, compassion leads the way. Offer kindness freely. Your lucky numbers today are 6, 17, and 29. All right, on tomorrow's show, we're serving up the smothered chicken recipe We're going to have horoscopes. We're going to find out Coco Jones' Rising Star moment. Donna Hathaway is going to be in our spotlight, plus a subscription cleanup finance tip. So make sure you're listening tomorrow morning. At this time, I would like to give a big shout out to our sponsors. First up, we have Bello Burn Hot Sauce. Turn up the flavor, feel the burn. Bello Burn brings heat to every bite. RAS Herbals, rooted in tradition, powered by nature. RAS Herbals keeps wellness pure and strong. Clarion Candles, Calorane Candles. Light up the moment, lift the mood. Calorane Candles glow with soul. And Universal Madness, style without limits. Universal Madness makes the streets your runway. All right, on to our announcements for this morning. Our Christmas concert, Lux Radio's Christmas concert, is tomorrow night, December 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Lux Radio Network and also on luxradio.com. So look for us on all the platforms, Facebook, IG, YouTube, and Twitch. We have various artists, and of course, the ladies of Lux Radio will be in attendance. So come out and join us. Lux Radio is also starting a book club called Lux Lounge. Our first read is called Left Behind. It's called Left Behind by Tim Lehane and Jeffrey Jenkins. Our first read is this discussion will be held January 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, actually on TikTok, y'all. Coming January 5th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, our very own Miss Cookie, the CEO of J.A.B Entertainment and Lux Radio, will conduct a webinar called The Business of Music. This webinar is for all who are interested in learning the music business. The webinar does have a small fee of $30. So if you're interested in attending, please sign up on our website at luxradio.com. All right, family, that's how we kick off a brand new week with purpose, peace, and a little bit of flavor. So remember, set the tone. Don't let the world set it for you. Walk in your own power today. So until tomorrow morning, fam, this is your girl, Mel B, saying, stay looking fly, stay grounded in your truth, and don't let nobody tilt your crown. Period.